Today, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain and telling you what brands are looking for when they're partnering and choosing influencers. I'll share 5 powerful tips, maybe even more, help you stand out and secure those brand deals, and what exactly you should update your media kit with. That way, you're showing the true value that brands are looking for when they're choosing and vetting influencers. If you're ready to take your influencer game to the next level, then keep watching. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Picard. I am a brand social media expert with extensive experience in social media campaigns on the large brand side. I also have 200,000 followers on TikTok myself, so I've been in your shoes. I've built social media departments from the ground up and have unique insights for creators on how to grow an authentic following and stand out to brands to land amazing deals. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the latest advice in social media. I'm always following. I still work in the industry. I still create. But let's dive into today's topic so that way you can get the most value out of what you are creating and make sure those brands are paying you exactly what you're looking for. And this is the only way to do it. Okay, we're going to master the art of influencer partnerships. Don't forget, you can always comment below and I'm happy to answer any of the challenges that you're having. Let's dive in. Number 1, when you are growing your account, focus on engagement, focus on quality. Brands are looking for authentic engagement when it comes to partnerships. What does that mean? It means that you do not need to have a big following to partner with brands. And in fact, a lot of brands are using a tiered influencer system from micro influencers, which is anyone from the 10 to 50K range of followers, all the way up to giant celebrities or macro influencers with millions of followers. There's been a recent study from Influencer Marketing Hub showing that micro influencers actually bring in a higher engagement rate of about 3.7% compared to those with millions of followers at about 1.7%. So there is value in having an authentic audience that engages with less following. That being said, to go along with tip number 1, if you're gonna partner with brands, make sure you are not growth hacking. And you probably have seen my other videos where I stress this, but when you are growth hacking and then putting it in your media kit, you are already losing trust of brands. I'm just having a time today. And there goes my light. You are already losing the trust of brands if you are not disclosing that you're using any kind of paid or any of the partnerships that you've worked with have boosted your content, because your engagement rate will not look authentic. It'll look like you growth hacked your account, and they are looking for that authentic engagement because they want to know that they are going to get business value back in the money that they're paying you. So tip number 2 brings me right into know who you're working with. Are you working directly with the brand or are you working with an agency? This is crucial because agencies actually work as the middleman between the brand and you. You are not the agency's client, the brand is. That being said, they might have less of a budget to work with you if they are on the agency side, because think about it, they're the middleman, they need to take a cut. And they might be a little bit more demanding on their ask because they are trying to please the brand. Oftentimes, these deals are a little less flexible. A bad experience with an agency doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot partner with a brand again. Many times, large brands are using multiple agencies. If you are partnering with a dream brand and you are not enjoying the experience, especially if you're working with an agency. Remember that if you are working with either a brand or an agency, they typically don't like when you are working with their competitors. So there's usually a clause in a contract that will outline your expectations of not taking a deal with a competitor in a certain time frame. If you're working directly with a brand, there may be different opportunities for long-term partnerships like travel or being featured in an eternal event. They're a little bit different structured. Not a lot of folks get to the level of influencer deals where they are directly partnering with big brands because they want to be very confident that they are going to get their money back. The reason that a lot of brands are outsourcing their influencer marketing to agencies is because they're not too sure on the return on investment, or they're not ready yet to make an internal investment on influencer marketing yet. So that brings me to my next point, is actually know the pain point that people on the brand side go through when trying to convey the value of influencer marketing to secure more budget for those partnerships. Influencer marketing is still a relatively new field, and a lot of big brands are just getting into it. A common challenge for brand marketers is actually conveying the value of these partnerships to their leadership. According to a recent marketing study that I read, 78% of marketers actually cited ROI to be their top challenge. You can position yourself as a valuable partner, and that's where all the rest of the advice from this video is about to lead you. Now, I mentioned this before, transparency is key. Be upfront about your paid versus organic growth. Brands can tell when you growth hack your accounts and often want to partner with people only if they have an authentic following. You are not pulling in those types of engagement rates that I mentioned before that are valuable for the different tiers if you are growth hacking. By mixing paid and organic growth in your portfolio, you are conveying a different value in your media kit than what brands are seeing on their tools. It is very important to get familiar with brand tools that they are using, like Upfluence, Creator IQ, Rin. Go familiarize yourself with the metrics that those platforms are pulling, because that is what big brands are using to vet creators' authenticity. So if that is not matching up with what your media kit is saying, you better have a clear explanation why. Creator IQ is another one, or Aspire. Go familiarize yourself with these tools. What ends up happening is that brands are not sure what to expect from partnering with you. And in fact, you already lost their trust by your portfolio or media kit not matching up with their tools. Which brings me into my next tip. And that's where I get into what metrics you should actually include on your media kit. You want to update your metrics to make sure that you are showing the right value, the value that big brands care about. You want to make sure that you're actually highlighting stuff like engagement rate calculated on impressions, not on followers. If you're doing this on video, for example, you want to take the number of impressions that you got in a video and divide it by the engagements. That will give you your engagement rate. Brands are also very interested in impressions and reach as they are, along with views and conversion data. So how many clicks are you getting? Do you have any past data about how many sales you drove? 89% of marketers actually found ROI from influencer marketing to be comparable or better than other channels. And you want to be part of that story on how you are driving that for the business. Brands want to see what value you're bringing to the table. So be very clear so that way when they're allocating their budgets for the year, they know that you are one of those valuable players. Another thing that you should definitely be adding to your media kit are the past campaigns that you've already worked on, and include the goals of the campaigns, showcase your past success. That way, if I am a brand, I'm looking for similar brands that you've already partnered with that you've given proven track record of success, I'm way more likely to partner with you. Another thing that you definitely want to do is align with the brand's goals. Anytime you're partnering with a brand, make sure you're asking them, hey, what is the goal of the campaign that you're trying to run with influencers? Whether it's brand awareness, traffic driver, you want to make sure that whatever messaging that you're delivering in your video for them, that it's aligning to their goals. That way you are more likely to accomplish it and drive those metrics that they are looking for to deem the partnership a success. Understanding their objectives is just another sales pitch that you can use when going back to them to see if they have any other partnerships. Hey, remember this time that we worked on XYZ campaign that was based off awareness and we drove XYZ impressions? I was just wondering if you have anything like that coming up. I would love to partner again in the future. It'll just help them remember, and it'll show that you already brought them success in the past. Another thing is crucial is to always use the link that they provide you, because oftentimes they're looking to track that. And if you're not using a product link or a website link that they're looking to drive traffic to, you're already not conveying as much value because the brand is not getting the metrics back in return. So make sure to always use that link. Another thing you can ask a brand when you're partnering with them is, what keywords should I be using or phrasing? Brands are always looking to boost SEO, and your post can be deemed more valuable or contributing to that goal for the brand overall if you're using their keywords or phrases, knowing that social media is a really big search engine for a majority of brands. And if they can get that organically through your post, you are already giving the brand more value. My last tip is actually thinking beyond your platform for maximum content use. Give a brand an opportunity to use your content in different ways. So, for example, ask them if they want to leverage your content on branded channels. Brands are looking for opportunities to diversify their content calendars, and user generated content is a great opportunity to do that. And it'll also give you more reach and amplification and credibility. Oftentimes, you can charge more for this to leverage your asset in a different way. You can also show yourself as more valuable and willing to do so. Another thing that you can offer is if they would like to use your video in any of their paid social ads. If you ask this up front, you can always tailor some content, give them some options, and also add it as another line item in your invoice. The influencer industry is only growing, and brands are just starting to get on this trend. Hopefully, we'll have a lot more in-house social media jobs in the influencer marketing area. That way, brands can develop more long-term partnerships with the creators in their community. Thank you so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'm always creating content and very passionate about these topics. Comment with any challenges you're having below, or if there's something that you think that I can weigh in on. I am more than happy to help, and see you next time on Let's Talk Social.